another video with my beautiful soul. Hello, beautiful soul. She teases me about that because, you know, I start all my videos with it. But she starts all her videos with, hello, beautiful souls. And then midway through, somewhere she'll slip up and say, and that shit, or fuck that. So
I'm just saying, I have a beautiful soul. But you know what? I don't fuck with a lot of shit. So there you go.
Beautiful soul, I don't fuck with a lot of shit. There you have it. So anyway, we're going to talk about something that's really, really, really important. And heavens to Marcus Short, we're going to talk about credit. Everybody's got to have it. Not everybody's got the best score. And so we want to talk about two new programs that Lamiel is offering right now. The Get Credit program and the Clear Credit program.
My daughter is over here creeping. I'm just saying. So if y'all see a person sliding through, it's Diana. Oh, she said don't tell. Oh Lord, I wanted to say something right there, but I'm not gonna say it on video. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys know that I am a manifesting coach, right? And I specialize in helping people manifest money. And one of the main things is that because society says your credit has to be good for you to advance in life, for you to succeed in life, for you to make the kind of moves you want to make, I came up with these credit programs, one of which, the original one, which is a CPN program, I used myself. Because, and Camille used it recently. I used it because I was a single mother. At the time, I had 7 children. I had gone through a divorce. My credit was in the fucking crapper, right? It was probably not, it was barely a 400. I'm still a beautiful soul. But it was barely like a 400. Oh, say hi to Marcus. Hi. So, how was I going to get the things that my family and I needed with a like 300 something credit score, you know, and for the most part that wasn't heard of. So I researched, I found out about a CPN program. I developed a CPN program for myself. I was able to get an 800 credit score. I was able to move, you know, through the years. I've had 8,000 square feet homes. We're in a 7,000 square feet home now, you know, and life totally changed for me now. So I started offering that program. And then over the years, I've kind of built out that program because other people have needed other things and new information has, you know, become available to me that I've used and I've tested. And of course, people close to me have used the program and we've been able to really, that helps me fine tune it so I can make a better program for you guys. So one of the things in the original video, if you've watched the original video from 4 years ago about, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Go down there and follow the baby. Tell Diana you want to play with the baby. So if you watched my original video, I mentioned that I use a CPN to create credit and get access to credit so that my family could live and I could rent a house, I get utilities and all of those things, because as a result of my divorce and everything being in my name, my credit was fucked, right? And so at some point in that video, I explained that the credit that I had access to, I used to clean up my actual Social Security number. So I ended up with these 2 numbers, my original Social Security number and my CPN that had 800 plus credit scores on them. And then I was able to really kind of make decisions and I had access to things. There he is. You were talking about him. Have access to things that I normally, the average person would not have access to. So I didn't really go into how I cleaned my Social Security number. But this new program is based on how I cleared my Social Security number. Because yes, having a CPN allowed me and afforded me the ability to live and sustain my life. And then I was able to clean my credit and use my actual Social Security number. But it wasn't just a matter of taking out a whole bunch of loans, right? Based on my CPN and paying off everything. that's not really how it works. It's not even really how credit works. Because even if you pay off everything, on your Social Security number, you're still looking at like 3 years before your number starts to really evolve. So what I discovered was that there's 2 laws that really govern kind of your credit on your Social Security number. It's the Fair Credit Protection Act and like the Fair Credit Reporting Act, something, I believe those are the 2 names.
Yeah.
So these laws happen to be hundreds of pages long. However, if you really spend some time and investigate them, there are some loopholes in those laws
that work in your favor.
And if you know what the loophole is, you're able to get things like every single negative thing on your credit report, you can have legally removed. Every judgment, bankruptcy, lien, student loans, any government liens that are on your Social Security number, you can have them completely, totally, legally, ethically removed. And when these things come off of your credit report, the way that they come off causes your credit score to shoot through the roof. And so that is my new program. In my new program, I am really revealing how to use these 2 laws in your favor so that you can have every negative mark on your credit report completely and totally removed. Judgments, bankruptcies that they tell you have to stay on there for 7 years, all of those things can be completely legally and ethically removed from your credit report. And the program is called Clear Credit. Okay, and you can find this program on my website at lamiel.com, LAMEEL.com. And I'm not a credit repair service, okay? So this is a course that teaches you how to do it. So ideally, you're only going to have to do this once if you learn how to become responsible with your credit. But if you're in this program and something traumatic happens, like you're in a car accident or you lose your job or something of that nature, and you end up with new debt, because you have access to my program and I've taught you how to do this, you're going to be able to remove even that debt from your credit report, even at that time, years from now. Okay, as long as the laws don't change, and we're not going to get into all of the things that Trump is changing right now. But right now, the laws still stand. The law still stands. So medical bills, my daughter came in and reminded me, medical bills are something you could also get removed from your credit report. Medical bills, liens, judgments, student loans, bankruptcies, all of those things can be legally and ethically removed with these techniques. So this is not a credit repair service that we're offering you. This is a course, right, that gives you step-by-step instructions. You don't have to talk to the creditors. It's going to stop the creditors from harassing you, calling you at work, calling people you know. In severe cases, people have said, like, creditors have knocked on their neighbor's door. I wish it was.
Better than neighbor's door than mine. Maybe the neighbor will.
I'm just saying, but this technique stops the harassment, and it totally removes all of the judgments, the bankruptcies, the medical bills, everything. It removes all of that. And so your credit score shoots through the roof. And I keep saying that because it's so important. People are paying, my CPN clients have been paying thousands of dollars after getting a CPN to live on to get their credit cleared.
Right.
Because that's what I recommend. I recommend that once you have a CPN, you're living on that, you still want to clear your actual social.
Right.
We don't know what the future holds, and we don't know how long these laws are in place, but you want to have a clear social, and you want to utilize this time to do that. However, my clients have paid thousands of dollars, to other companies after working with me to get their credit cleared and their credit is not 100% clear. They may
and it's a long process. It's not
with a standard credit company.
Right. But with your program, tell them about the first 30
So
days.
the first 30 days, most people are seeing an increase in their credit score by 170 points.
That's incredible.
In the first 30 days. And
so
it doesn't
if you're
stop
in the
there.
mid-500s.
Right, that can make all the difference, you know, in the world. It doesn't stop there. Your increase at that point or after that point may be slower because that means that there's some resistant creditors. And so then you go into phase 2 to deal with that. But your credit score is going to continue to increase as you go through the different techniques that you are taught. Okay, on how to deal with these creditors. At no time do you actually have to pick up a phone. You actually have to receive a negative phone call. None of those things do you have to do with these techniques at all. But 170 points in the first 30 days, like Camille's saying, if you're right at 600, oh my God, you know, at 600, 170 points added to a 600 credit score. And people are going to be knocking on your doors at that point to give you credit.
So that being said, let's talk about the Get Credit program.
Okay. I could need more water. There's no kids around. A second program is called Get Credit. And in this program, I teach 2 techniques. Okay. One is how to work with 4 very, very specific companies that will give you credit regardless of your credit score. And very few people know about these companies because usually only those already in the high level of a credit score, people within really elite circles, even deal with these companies. But because of that, they don't really check credit.
Right.
So I share with you what these 4 companies are and how you apply to them so that you can get up to $10,000 in credit. And I'm not talking about department stores, okay? This first technique is about, you know, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, how to get up to $10,000 between the 4 of these companies initially. And of course, once you have the credit card, you do what you're supposed to do, they're going to increase you.
Right.
Okay, so so you can start off at about $10,000, but over time, these 4 cards alone can give you access to $20,000 or $50,000 over the next 3 years.
So is that the debt to credit ratio?
Right. And so why this is important is not just because you want to have access to cash, right? Because when these kind of cards give you credit, you have the option of receiving checks, right? That you can write on your credit card.
And then you can get cash.
And then you can get cash advances.
Wire transfers.
Exactly. So you then have access. Now, what this does for your credit score is shoot your credit score through the roof, because 30% of your credit score is based on what you owe, right? And so if you only have access to $3,000 worth of credit and you've used $2,000 of it, your credit score is going to plummet.
It's over the 30%.
Because it's over 30%, you're using over 30% of the credit that you have access to. When you have access to $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 worth of credit, and you're using $3,000 or $4,000, you are well below the 30% that the credit bureaus use to determine your credit score. And so simply having access to this credit shoots your credit score through the roof. Okay, so I'm so sorry. So if you have a social security number, okay, with a credit score of like 550, and you take this program and you get access to, say you're not eligible for the full 10. So say you get $8,000 or $5,000 worth of credit, you're looking at moving up about at least at the very minimum 70 to 100 points.
Right.
Because now you have access.
Can I have the remote and change it?
Yes, here you go. As long as you don't turn it up. So once you have access to more credit, right, your debt to credit ratio, your debt to the available credit to you ratio decreases the more access you get. And when that happens, your credit score goes through the roof.
So then it really makes sense. And I know that this isn't what we were taught initially. When you have these credit conversations and you talk to like the vast majority of people, there's this fear about having too many credit cards.
Right.
And that's kind of a fallacy, because the more credit you have available to you, the higher your ratio is, right?
Right. So like when you go to buy a house, right, they're looking at your debt to credit ratio.
Right.
So if you in total only have access to 50,000 and you're 30,000 in debt, you're not going to get a great loan.
Right. And your interest rate is going to be high, which is another thing about having good credit and keeping your score at, fair to good credit, because it affects your interest rate.
Right. But if you have access to $100,000 worth of credit that you don't use, but you are operating within a $20,000 credit range.
So living within your means, basically.
Then you're going to get like bottom line interest rates.
Right.
On cars, on houses, on just furniture, wherever you go.
Wherever you would need credit.
Exactly. So a lot of people, what's happening is that, okay, I want to buy a house, right? And the reason that people are closing credit is because they're trying to decrease that ratio. They're trying to figure out how to decrease the ratio. And the real estate agents I took real estate. They're not trained on credit, right? So they're trying to help you show the banks that you don't have a lot of debt. And they think that by showing the banks that you don't have a lot of open credit means that you don't have a lot of debt. But it makes your credit score plummet. Okay, so it's not the way to go. If you have an 850 credit score, even if you have $200,000 worth of credit available to you, and you're still living between $20,000 and $50,000, right? You're still within your 30%, and you're going to get the better interest rate. It's the lack of education and the understanding of how this process works. So in this program, it's a program it's a one-time buy. You have access to it. All of my programs, let me just say, excuse me, are like online courses. Okay, so when you enroll, you have access online. The course is divided into modules, right? And there are videos and there are content.
And that's immediate access.
Immediate access. And you have access to me and my team personally for a minimum of 3 months. So that while you're going through this process, if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you hit a snag, you can request a phone appointment, or you can send emails and we can answer your questions and help you through the process as you develop. So you're not alone in this situation, and you're not buying some random book and then hope that the information is as legit as what I'm saying to you, right?
It's easy to understand.
Exactly. So, and the reason that I do written content and videos is to kind of help with both video and audio learners. So however you learn, you have access to the content. And then if you still have questions, you have access to me and my team. So in this Get Credit program, there's another technique that I teach, which is called the shopping cart technique. Okay. And the shopping cart technique is that there are probably, 20, 25 companies out there that do not check your credit when offering you
for a credit card.
Well, you don't actually apply. initially.
I'm sorry, you're right.
So
they're offering us.
They're offering you like a pre-approval,
pre-approved.
right? But when they pre-approve you, they're not checking your credit. They're doing what's called a soft pull.
Right.
And a soft pull on your credit doesn't make your credit score go down. A hard pull on your credit definitely drops your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are 20 to 25 companies that do soft pulls that won't affect your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And the technique is in such a way to where in the process of checkout, you're offered this pre-approval, and there's a way that you go about it to get that to happen for you.
Right.
And these companies, which are major department stores, okay, they offer you a lot of credit, usually about $500. And there's no penalty for you taking them all.
Right.
But what happens is now you've got 20 companies that have offered you $500 in credit in their store, and some of those places you're probably never going to shop at. That's okay, because your credit score is going to go through the roof.
Right, because again, it touches on that credit to debt ratio.
And for those of you that have done a CPN, these are techniques. This Get Credit program works for a CPN,
mm-hmm.
and it works for your social.
Right.
Okay, you're going to see higher numbers on your CPN than you are on your social until you've done a clear credit.
Right.
Because on your CPN, you don't have any negatives as long as you're following, my rules and my program. There's no negatives there, and so you're going to get like instant results. Sometimes to the point where you don't need a trade line, right? You don't have to pay out the extra money for a trade line, and so that's a bonus.
We've had some clients with the CPN program who had, used one of the other tools that you offer in that VIP program, and their credit score went up 50 points.
Right, with just that one little thing.
With one tweak.
Right. So then you have that one tweak, then you've got a Get Credit.
Right.
And next thing you know, literally with our VIP program, you're going to have a 700. Camille did the program, and actually she did the do-it-yourself.
Yeah, I did the do-it-yourself program.
It took her a long time.
Yeah, because I dragged my feet. I was like, oh yeah, I do need the credit, but I'm tired tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll look it up tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. And kept putting it off. And when I finally did get serious about it, what I will say is you absolutely must follow all of the directions in the order in which they're given in order to see results the way I've received it. Now, you can go the most wonderful route, which would be the VIP program, because it has a lot of content, it has a lot of things in it, and a lot of the work is done for you. But I did the do-it-yourself program, and in 3 months, my credit score was a 727.
Right.
So
it really works. It worked for me 3 years ago. It's still working for me, right? And it worked for her. It's not even been 3 months since that happened. So it's still viable. The laws are still in place at this time. So CPNs are definitely a viable option.
And one of the things that drew me to this particular program was the fact that the legal statutes were provided. There's a lot of companies out there that, actually there's a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube videos that'll tell you, oh no, this is fraud, this is a scam, it doesn't work. And the fact that the legal statutes are provided for you so that you can look at them, so that you can do the research. There's a lot of education that goes on in the program, the VIP program, and then the other courses as well. What I will say about Lamiel is that she is a huge believer in educating her clients and, helping to put you on the path to the next step. So that's why she created these programs that kind of work together, and then they work in succession with one another. So, you start here, and then you move here, and then you move here. And so, that's one of the other things that definitely drew me to this particular program.
looks like a Kindle.
She looks like Kendall. Okay, she reminds you of Kendall. That's good. So you kind of always have.
Okay, can you get it and bring it over for the computer? Thank you. So for all of you who watched my original CPN video, that was the baby.
The baby in the original program.
People call all the time and go, how are the kids? Like,
right.
Really? That was like 4 years ago.
They're not kids anymore.
They're all like really big people, and our lives have been totally changed by the CPN program.
It's really transformational. It really is.
Where? No, that's the power cord to the speaker. Okay, so it's over there. Your sister's showing you. So CPN program works. There are people, and there are people that call me. I tell people, don't do business with people you can't talk to on the phone.
Exactly.
Okay, so whether you go with me or go with some other company, if you can't get those people on the phone, if you can't get them to explain to you what they're offering versus what somebody else is offering, or why they're offering that, that is not the charger to my computer.
If there's no contact information, there are several companies, you know, we talk a lot about it, and she's told me that there are people that are paying so much money for just a CPN number, and then they have no support. So that was the other thing, the fact that there was support here. You know, I could always, you know, schedule an appointment if I had questions, if, you know, and she's got the most amazing team that's so helpful. And, you know, they're just really willing to help and answer your questions, and they get back to you so quickly. And, you know, again, that's one of the things that drew me to the program. And, you know, we kind of have some shared experience. You know, Lamiel has 8 children and I have 6. And so it was one of those things where, you know, I knew that I could trust her because I knew where she was coming from.
And I get a lot of that. People saying, oh, I'm a single dad. Oh, I'm a single mom.
Right.
I totally get it. I'm going through a divorce. You know, and here's the thing. If I can do it, I know you can do it.
Right.
And these are not things that I am making up. Okay. So the CPN program, when that video was first made, I was probably about 6 months to a year into using a CPN and changing my life with that. You know, over the years, because of that CPN, I was able to move into an 8,000 square foot house and had 2 acres of land. And, you know, so it changed my life. Then how do I clear my credit score? Right? Because I talk about that. That was part of the process, right? So now I'm really sharing with you step by step how to clear your credit score, how to have access to more credit. And when you have kids, and I have older kids, right, that are too old now, my nose is itching, I'm so sorry, to be on my insurance.
Right.
Okay, so when you have kids that don't have insurance, how do you pay those bills?
Prescriptions, you know,
pay for their prescriptions. Exactly.
Just,
you know, just to be seen,
visits,
they got to pay up front because there's no insurance, you know, and everybody was like, oh, Obamacare. Love Obama. But his Obamacare did shit for my kids. You know, at the end of the day, I still had to have cash to pay for my older adult children's doctor visits and things like that. Part of that has to do with the fact that I live in a Commonwealth, and Commonwealth doesn't allow children after a certain age to be covered, whereas other states do. Nevertheless, what are you going to do? You've got to have access to some credit. You've got to be able to pay your bills. You've got to be able to do it in a way that's not going to affect your lifestyle. You've got to be doing things in a way that's going to upgrade your lifestyle. And so getting access to credit and those secrets that I utilized, because you know, I can't do things traditionally. Traditional 9 to 5 is not going to cover me and 8 kids in almost a $7,000, a 7,000 square foot house, and all of the stuff that comes with that. The traditional nothing is going to cover that. So how are you secure? How are you making sure that you have access to what you need so that you can move forward and have the life that you deserve? I am a manifestation coach. And so the reason that these programs have become important to me is because as I focus on helping people to manifest money, a lot of people traditionally feel like I can't manifest money if my credit is not right, because that's what society is teaching. So if I give you something to fix that situation, now we can really focus on, like, where is he going in the dark? I don't know. No. He's just using his toy to snatch up stuff. So if you address the idea of your credit, right, and your lack of access to cash and all that kind of stuff, then it allows, or it affords me the ability to help you with your money mindset. Right.
And that's another one of the wonderful benefits of the VIP program, is that you have access to the money mindset information, and just really changing how you view money, how you use money going forward, how you use the credit going forward, and just, again, changing your whole way of thinking about money.
Because truly, wherever you go, there you are. So if I clear your credit for you, right, and I give you not one, but 2 credit scores of 800, and I give you access to now about $20,000 worth of credit, and you have the same mindset, right, that you did with your original social that got you into debt, you're going to be triple the times in debt as you were when you first came to me.
Started. Yeah, and that's not the goal.
And that's not the goal. The goal is to change your relationship with money so that now that you have access to all of this credit and all of these possibilities, you can do something new and create something new and create legacies and change the lives of your children and your grandchildren and your own life, right? And not be in the same situation 10 years from now.
And a lot of it is, breaking that chain, breaking that, generational thing where, if it was, if I didn't have money, then the kids didn't have money, and then the grandkids wouldn't have money. And so you talk about building a legacy and things like that. It really starts with you changing your outlook and your views on money, and then teaching that to the rest of your family.
Right. So that's why these 2 programs are really, really important. CPN is great, and if you need one, it's there for you. Learning how to clear your social security number, whether you get a CPN or not, is vital. And getting access to more credit while you clear your report so that your credit score increases quickly and not slowly in the traditional format of credit repair is also vital. So I'm going to put the links for those programs down below, including the CPN program. If you guys have questions, if you've been on my YouTube, I answer everybody's question as often as I possibly can. You can go to lamiel.com, LAMEEL.com, and you can click on the Connect with Lamiel. You can send me a question via email. You can schedule a 15-minute appointment to talk to me and ask me, like, some people kind of want to share their situation and figure out what's the best program for them. I'm totally open to that and available for you guys to do that.
And the other great thing about going to the site is because it gives you an overview. So when you go to the site and you click on the links and you actually get to the programs, it gives you an overview of what to expect from each program, and it also gives you the curriculum, right?
Right, so you can see the modules, right, and you can see what you're going to be learning and what the format is, and how you have access to things. And right now, in some of the programs, you do the first step and you get access to the next step or what have you. But on the site, you're able to see the full layout of what information and what you're going to be taught. And if you have questions on timing,
to do it in.
Right. If you have questions on timing and your situation, you can definitely send us a message. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for your time. For your time, for joining us. Please check out the programs. I hope this absolutely helps you, because this is the step 2 that changed my life. So I'm hoping that you guys take advantage of this. I am really, really looking forward to being able to work with you and helping you change your life the way that I have been able to change my life. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in.